Welcome to Alphanumeric, the fiction and poetry podcast featuring pieces selected from the award-winning NonBinary Review. Today, Fever Dream in Which I Am Eve Exiting by R.K. Fauth. 1. Enter God, wondering why you're so naked and why your boyfriend, Chatham, preferred name Chad, looks like he just saw a ghost. You ate from the tree, didn't you? I specifically asked you not to eat from the tree. It was the one thing I asked you not to do. A wasp tries to leave early, but she's stuck in the goo. 2. This is the design, though. The wasp is supposed to get stuck in the fig. Every fig has, or has had, at least one wasp inside it, burrowing a tunnel, boring its way to the center, watched by an audience of 1,000 seedlings the size of pinheads. The wasp is digging toward the inside flower, a system of glands and petals, tucked in the warm nursery of the fig's green husk. Her mission is twofold: pollinate and birth. She crawls inside. She lays her eggs and kicks off the pollen stuck to her legs. She loses an antenna. Her wings fall away. She remains a forward-moving body pushing through the pulp. She is rewarded with slumber in the warm, tight bed of a fig. Mankind will never know this kind of sleep. Then, in exchange for the life of a wasp, the flesh of the fig purples around it, sweetening. This classic combination of noble instinct, crappy destiny, and unsung martyrdom dangles from a twig on the wind, right above where you and a very nude Chad are lounging. 3. And the fruit that catches your forbidden eye? The fig. The fruit that is not a fruit, but a flower in reverse. The fruit that clutches its own flower like a breath. The fruit that will turn the color of a storm as it matures. The fruit that eats wasps. The kind of fruit that wasps dream of disappearing inside of. That's the one. That's the fruit for you. Coincidence? Chad, beautiful and dumb, missing a rib but otherwise has it all, looks like he's noticing you for the first time. Then he slaps a gnat that dared land on his pectoral and looks into his own hand. 4. They'll talk about this moment ad infinitum. They'll say it was a red, terrible apple. It just so happens that in Latin, the word for evil sounds the same as the word for apple. Malum et malum. Unrelatedly. So the writers take creative license. They tweak the story to exchange the exact species of ignominy. Not because you, whoops, ate the wrong fruit, but because everyone loves a pun that reinforces what they already know. A play on words that seals the ending in an airtight container. And because this way, even if God forgot to make those tiny, incredible fig wasps, you would still be lured by that thing in the distance. Because apple blossoms are a lot less complicated. Because God designed honeybees, not wasps, as the chief accomplice to apples. Semantics. 5. Here comes God making his way through the tropical thicket. You swallow, grab a bunch of fig leaves, and thrust them over yours and Chad's mons pubis. Chad says, "Jesus Christ, Steve, this is like sandpaper." You say, "Please don't." He says, "You couldn't have picked another leaf?" You say, "These are the only leaves in paradise." He says, "Right." You say, "You're free to go out and find a softer, smoother leaf to cradle your privates while I tackle the bigger problem." Meanwhile, shame, like an audience of 1,000 seeds the size of pinheads, gathers round your body with individual bags of popcorn. 6. You are full of fig, and the fig is full of the memory of a wasp. You digesting the fig absorbing the wasp, both processes made possible by your God-given enzymes, every inch of this scenario designed to trap you in its delicious, sticky center. Listen, if we're talking about the dawn of Western time, you're always the bad guy. You're always in an itchy loincloth begging for mercy in the next millennia, trying to fit that little leaf over the ugly bulk of original sin while Chad gladly points the finger of a snake at you. Unless... This has been Fever Dream in Which I Am Eve Exiting by R.K. Fauth, read for you by Lisa Quintana. Our music was Always With Me, Always With You by Daddy's Music, provided by Pixabay.com. Alphanumeric is a production of Zoetic Press and is mixed and mastered by Zoetic Press. You can get any of our issues in a 3-format bundle that can be read on any device by going to zoeticpress.com. And while you're on the website, check out Heathen Tide Orphans, our compendium of pieces that didn't fit into any of our themed non-binary review issues. It's only available in paperback on Amazon, but the link to it is on zoeticpress.com. If you love us as much as we love you, please support us by going to Apple Podcasts and giving us a rating and leaving us a swell review. We'd appreciate it more than we can say. You should also subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Non-binary review, because humans are hardwired to tell stories.